Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your next debater for Team Flight. Please welcome Blythe Roberson!
Thank you. Okay, hi everybody. I want to tell you about things that I have decided are not worth fighting about, which is everything. Please leave me alone, I'm very tired. So yeah, just at the start, I used to love to argue, right? I wrote a book called How to Date Men When You Hate Men. Thank you. A lot of people were like, they basically suggested to me that I flee by becoming a lesbian separatist, and I wish that I could, but unfortunately I have to keep on dating men and arguing with them. But yeah, I was raised to argue because I'm a Sagittarius. Thank you. I date a lot of Aries men. Okay, wow. My family was very loud. Everyone had a lot of opinions when I was growing up. We were very competitive, but then if you were too competitive, you would be shamed for being too competitive. And I was raised in America where everyone's extremely belligerent. My mom watched a lot of Sunday morning news shows, so it was just like all these men yelling at each other about the news every week when I was growing up. I did mock trial and Model UN, so I was validated for being like super competitive. And yeah, so basically for all these reasons, I am instinctively team fight. But I have decided in the past couple of years that most of this stuff is not worth arguing about. So for example, these are things that I used to scream about and now I'm like, whatever. Example number one is Star Wars. Yeah, so I saw this movie in theaters. I thought it was not good. Someone in the theater in Williamsburg got up with 1 minute left and left through the exit, and everyone like laughed until they cried. But yeah, my dad saw it as well, and he loved it. And I was like, you're wrong. And he was like, let's talk about this on Christmas in 2019, the last year we had a Christmas. And yeah, I was like, you're wrong. Like, we argued about who was wrong, who was right. We argued about whose opinion meant that they were secretly a misogynist, which is a classic thing to like have your opinion secretly mean these days. But yeah, then I was like, wait, actually, I don't care about Star Wars. I don't care about the movie with like laser swords. I'm gonna leave the room and not argue with my dad on Christmas. And I did, and everything was fine. So then I was like, what if I did this for my entire life? And it's true, most pop culture arguments actually, this is how I feel about it. Like, The Irishman, is The Irishman too long? You know what is too long? This argument, I don't care. Licorice Pizza, can Alana Haim actually act? I can't act, like I want to talk to you about this. And also, yes, she can act, she's great. And One Direction. Men used to argue with me all the time that I don't love One Direction, and I was like, well, I'm inside my own mind and I actually do love One Direction, so let's not talk about this. And now all of those men are obsessed with Harry Styles and dress like him. So I'm glad that we got there together, but did we really need to fight the entire way? Oh, and then when men like Woody Allen, there's another classic argument I don't want to have. You know what? Because, like, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know already, and, like, you know, like, in a way, it's a public service when men tell me that they like Woody Allen, because then I know that they suck and I can just leave. And, like, just to any men in the audience, if you like Woody Allen, just don't tell women when you're on a date, you know, like, legally you don't need to. And like, also, men, you can keep it to yourself, and men don't have to email me stuff like this. Some guy, random guy in Montana emailed me, okay, I'll bite. What the heck's wrong with Annie Hall? I was like, you know what? It's Woody Allen. Okay, so then other categories of stuff we don't have to fight about. Arguments with people who literally believe the same thing I do. So like, when men would be like, would Bernie have won? I was like, I don't know, maybe Hillary would have won if instead of using Fight Song as her campaign song, she'd use Flight Song. But we not know the answer to that. Another example is my dad talking about Donald Trump with me. Dad, we're on the same side. We both hate him. Like, you don't have to convince me. I know. Why are we yelling? Dietary restrictions. Everyone is always trying to get me to argue with them about eating meat because I don't eat meat. And to that I say, like, I don't care if you want to eat meat, go for it. I can't argue with you. I don't have the energy because I haven't had protein in 12 years. Bitcoin. Yeah. I don't care. Don't explain it to me. I literally don't want to know. I am alive only one time. Like, to use my one life caring about Bitcoin. No, thank you. So why did I decide to stop arguing so much? It's because I simply just can't. I don't have the energy. This is a photo of me after COVID. Yeah, after the past 2 to 7 years, however long the pandemic has been going on, I don't remember. I was just like, I can't do it. My main hobby now is being asleep. My second main hobby is being tired. And yeah, it's like so nice to be around people again. I don't want to ruin it by fighting with them. And also, like, literally everyone is insane now, if you've noticed. And if I argued with people every time they were insane, I would always be arguing. So there are so many benefits of not arguing, right? Like being zen on a mountain. Number 1, my skin is perfect, just kidding. Number 2, I sleep so well, just kidding. But when I wake up at 4 in the morning, now I can do Wordle, which is nice. I get hours of my life back from not arguing, and I use those hours to look at what people are doing on Instagram and feel bad about myself. And then I have low blood pressure. Great. And I'm happy. Side benefit. So if you are convinced and you're like, how do I flee arguments in my own life? Number 1, be like, these are topics that we are not going to talk about. So with my dad, my dad is not allowed to talk to me about tax policy, Hillary Clinton, my hair, or Hillary Clinton's hair. My stepdad is not allowed to talk to me about rap. I started dating a Gen Xer, and he's not allowed to talk to me about, here's actually what I like about Joe Rogan. I'm like, no. My mom, nothing's off limits. Sherry can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. Go on. Oh, this is huge. Okay, if you have off-topic, or off-limits topics with your family, start various group chains with various family members. So we've got this chat is for politics, where we talk about politics. We have this chat is for dogs, where we can only talk about dogs. We have the one family group text where everyone only wishes each other and it's 17 people, and one of the people doesn't have an iPhone, so everyone is trying to like things, and it just says, Katie Lapp is like this. And then there's the one immediate family chat where all we talk about is my brother getting bullied by his pet cats that he's wanted to die for the past 15 years. And us being like, I just remembered a commercial that I think existed in the 90s. Does anyone remember this? So one of those is, does anyone remember if there was a commercial in the 90s where Little Caesar got killed by the pizza set? Cheer if you think this was a real commercial. All right, okay, cool. It sounds great. So if you do find yourself in an argument, step 1, be like, I don't care, I don't want to argue about this, I think you're wrong, but let's not talk about it. No one will let it drop, because we do live in America. Then, if you're on the phone, just be like, I love you, but I don't want to talk about this, I'm hanging up, goodbye. If you're in person, change the subject. Drop a fun fact. Talk about the temperature. Talk about a weird bug you just saw. Or literally leave the room. The nice thing about America is that everyone is obsessed with sitting down, so if you leave a room, I really don't want to have this argument, Belle. Yeah, if you leave a room, no one will follow you. They'll just get louder until you're out of sight. So, in conclusion to this argument we're having, let me just say, I saw a really interesting bug recently. I was in my bathroom in Brooklyn, and I saw a really scary centipede, and because I live in Brooklyn, this is what they look like there. The end.